on Kababayan LA, the roles that are being portrayed for Asian American men in Hollywood and how it affects our community negatively or positively. Earlier, you met Jeff Mio. Jeff Mio is a professor for cultural psychology. Hello and welcome back on the show. Jennifer is executive director of CAPE, and Christine is a filmmaker. Earlier, we talked about with Teddy and with Guy here joining us earlier. They'll be back to join us again later. We talked about Asian men in Hollywood, and Guy earlier said something that was, something that we should take note of. There used to be a time when Chinese roles didn't allow for kissing women on screen, or there would be movies and TV shows about how a white guy would beat an evil Asian American villain and whisk the Asian American woman away. And we grew up watching those things, right, Jennifer?
We did, and I think it has to affect you, right? I mean, you're seeing this in the media and the, quote, white man stealing away the Asian woman, and we need to have some more positive role models portrayed in movies and film and television. It's a fact that confidence is built with what people see on television, so I think it has to affect it.
How did it affect you as an Asian American woman seeing that? Did you have this more romantic idea perhaps of a white guy as opposed to an Asian American man?
I think when I was younger, certainly as I've grown older, I mean, I've dated Asian American men, so I can be an advocate there. But I had a white father, but I mean, my brother is very masculine. My uncles are all 100% Korean. I'm the only Hapa in my entire Korean family. So I'm thinking, well, why is this happening when I have all these other role models, uncles and my, in my family?
Right.
It was very confusing.
Jeff, confusing. Aside from confusion, does it create a sort of like an inferiority complex among our Asian American men that, are we inferior to these white guys?
Well, everybody likes to see themselves reflected in film, on TV, in society. And since we get bombarded by these images all the time of Asian American women with non-Asian American men, it affects us. It also affects women. Guy was here just a little while ago, and I've had discussions with him. Guy has said on a number of occasions he's talked to women, and they said, oh, well, I don't like to date Asian American men because it's like dating my brother or my cousin or something. You never hear a white woman saying dating a white man is like dating her brother or cousin.
And how much of that is romanticism of Asian American men in Hollywood, Christine, do you think? Like in your experience, did you grow up also dreaming to be with a white guy,
Well, I grew up in Iowa and in Memphis, Tennessee, so I grew up actually very isolated from the Asian American community, and I think that definitely has an effect, especially when you're watching TV or watching films, and even as a woman, you don't see any real positive portrayals or people who feel like yourself on television. I mean, as it regards to, I guess, romantic relationships, sure, it definitely affects how we perceive the men within our community. I mean, obviously, they're very emasculated, but this also comes from the fact that the people who are basically writing these programs or writing the roles are not within our community.
Right.
So it's really about, it becomes a matter of, okay, well, who are the authors of our voices? Who are they going to be? Are we going to continue to let other people write our stories and our portrayals, or are we going to do it for ourselves?
Wonderfully said, and we'll deal with that also and dwell on that topic a little bit more later in the latter part of the program. But Jeff, does it create bitterness among Asian American men?
Well, I think there is a little bit of resentment in that, well, why aren't we being portrayed? We're really happy that our Asian American sisters are getting jobs in Hollywood, but, our Asian American brothers are not. And there's a little resentment there. When I talk to students, I say, unless you're watching a kung fu movie, you almost never see an Asian American man. And you see Asian American women, but Asian American women tend to be the partners of the white main actor, and they're also portrayed unidimensionally. It's either that they're exoticized, or, interestingly enough, it is to advance the character, the white character, just to kind of prove that he's not racist. And so it's used symbolically more, and the women don't get to be multidimensional.
And Kate is doing something about that, Jennifer, right?
Yes, I can't disclose the name of the program, but we are trying to start a campaign, and we're incubating it right now, which would be a series of PSAs. I can say Carrie Ann Inaba from Dancing with the Stars has joined the Kate board, and she's really passionate about this because it's all about creating positive role models and showing our community and our community at large that these positive men and what they do are out there.
And we have hot Asian American men that we can fall in love with also, and we're going to be talking about that also. A very important question, and when we return on the show, we'll discuss that a little bit further. Do we give the viewers what they want to see in order to ensure the profitability of something, of a project? Or do we give them what they need to see, which is really a reflection of how diverse the community is? And we're going to be discussing that when we return on the show. Don't go away.